All right, everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome back. Another show, another episode of the Ragni Show. And this is a special one because, usually a lot of my shows we're talking with a lot of people in the music industry or sports or entertainment. But when I get sent these offers, if there's something that really hits home for me or it's really something that I want to learn more about and share with my audience, because I think this is definitely something that everybody needs to learn more about and be educated on. And this man right here, for I think it's over 20 years now, is doing an amazing job. And we're going to learn all about that. He is the president and founder of Doors of Change. And what he's been doing for 20 plus years now is helping homeless youth, basically in California, but it sounds like you're really trying to spread this message, around the country.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Jeffrey, first off, thank you for everything you do, and thank you for coming and being able to do this today.
You bet. It's wonderful to be able to educate your listeners about the homeless youth issue, because most people have no idea the severity of this issue in our country. And once they realize it, it's like, I had no idea. I want to help.
And that's right off the bat. And I don't even want you to answer that question now because I want to learn more about you and the organization. But I'm here in Nashville now. I'm originally from the Philadelphia area, and I've moved to Nashville 2.5 years ago. And the homeless situation here in Nashville, it's atrocious. It's really a horrible thing. And at every, the homeless are on a lot of the corners, and they're begging for money or food at the corners, and you pull up to them at a red light or something. And I'm always saying to myself, what do I do? What is the right thing to do? Is the right thing to give them money? And I want to go back to that because I want to learn how you got involved in Doors of Change and how you started this and all the work you are doing. So right off the bat, I mean, how did you end up deciding you wanted to do this and make that change?
Well, I happen to be a physical therapist by profession. I had a very successful practice in San Diego, and I had a spinal cord injury 22 years ago, a freak accident. And I had to decide what I wanted to do. And I kept praying and kept saying, I got to help these disadvantaged youth because they're making the wrong choices. Mm-hmm. And I spent a year interviewing 100 nonprofits. I had no idea there were homeless kids in our community because these kids are hidden. But when I went on outreach one night and I saw how they affected these kids and how the kids responded, I said, I've got to help these kids. And this has been over 20 years now. We've helped over 2,300 homeless youth get housing, get off the streets, and become productive citizens.
That's amazing. It sounds like when you went on that outreach, it really it moved you. It really changed your life.
It did. And it did because I realized that these youth don't trust anybody. Why would they, right? They've been raped, molested, beaten, taken advantage of by every adult that they know. And so they don't trust anybody. And this youth that spoke that night to the outreach workers, they were helping her for 6 months, giving her food, giving her water, giving her clothes. The first time she literally opened up and spoke to them, I was there. And it was like a sledgehammer that hit me because I said, these kids, they don't trust anybody. And if they can trust, they'll ask for help. Because once they trusted him after 6 months, it's like, please help me. So if we can do whatever we can to get that time down to a narrow degree, like with our organization, within 1 to 3 weeks, they ask for help versus 6 to 9 months. So
that's staggering. Like when I was going through and researching and watching videos that you have done and interviews and reading things on your website, and you said that. And that's so scary and hard to believe that, these kids would rather be on the street for 6 to 9 months than to turn to somebody who's willing to help them.
Yeah. You have to remember, why are they on the streets? Most people always ask me, why are these kids on the streets? The reason they're on the streets, 90% of them, is they come from such dysfunctional families. It's safer for them to be on the street than in their home. And literally, the parents are drug addicts, they're alcoholics. If they're LGBTQ kids, they kick them out of the house. So these kids do not want to be homeless. But once they're on the streets, they don't trust anybody. And it's very hard to get off the streets unless they trust someone that will help them.
Yeah, and that's I think maybe I guess like a stigma you can call it, where again, like when you see a homeless person, you think to yourself, um, they have a choice. Why are they homeless? Or you're going to automatically think to yourself, oh, they're a drug addict. They put themselves there. But there's a whole backstory that for me especially, it kills me because what is that story that put these poor children out on the streets like this?
Yeah. We work with the most difficult age group that's out there and the most underserved of the entire homeless population.
Hmm.
Between 17 and 25, they're called the transitional age youth, the Tay youth, we call them. And
Okay.
they're the most underserved because they feel, oh, they're old enough. They should be able to do it on their own. They aren't because they were never taught by their parents how to do it on their own. And so there's this age group that if you get to them quickly, before they're so messed up on drugs or mentally ill, there's a good chance they can get off the streets and become productive citizens. And we found our secret sauce, and we've helped over 8,300 youth in this one program. It's our music and art program.
Wow.
That music and art creates trust months sooner than we've ever seen before because kids are touched by music. And if we teach them, we have 8 instruments that we teach them on for free. And so they can learn, mandolin, ukulele, guitar, harmonica, keyboards, etc., drums. But even if they master something for the first time, for 30 minutes, they have an instruction or an hour, and they master one fret, one chord. It's like, whoa, I can actually do something. I've been told I'm a piece of garbage, but yet I can actually master something for the first time many, many times. And you see that they sit up better. You see that they start smiling more. They keep coming back to class. We incentivize them because, if you give someone something, it's not the same as if they have to earn it.
Right.
And we have them earn the instruments. So if they come for 6 classes, which is 6 weeks, that's an eternity for a homeless kid. It's a long time for a homeless kid. They get an instrument of their choice or art supplies, $50 in art supplies. We've gone through 453 youth have earned instruments. So they actually have them now. And when we give that to them, several of them have cried to us because we actually come through with our word. They've been told stuff and people always lie to them. But we actually came through and we say, will you come 6 times? You'll get this? They're like, yeah, sure. You give it to them. This is for me? Yes. They cry and they hug you. Thank you. But what it does on the streets for them is it, number one, helps their self-esteem because they can keep getting better on the streets. But they can also make money for themselves. Instead of begging, they actually are performing and people will give them money for performing. So that's a way they can start getting off the streets.
And you know what? I didn't even put 2 and 2 together with that once with the whole musical thing. Now, how did you come about that? Where you decided, let's start an arts program to get them involved to help get them off the street.
Well, being a physical therapist, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I wanted intentionally to help these kids. And kids know when you intentionally want to help them, they can sense it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a blues group come into the shelter for one night just to give them a little sense for their self-esteem, for their soul. The kids went crazy. They're laughing. They're singing along. They're dancing together. These instructors came up to me and said, Jeffrey, I've done this for 30 years. I have never seen more youth that are homeless ever get excited about anything before than this. The next day, we started the music and art program. It's gone over 20 years now.
That's amazing. That really is.
Yeah.
So, now, when you go out on these outreaches, I'm sure. I mean, you've been doing it for 20 years. A lot of them must know you out there now that have been out there for a long time. Is there ones still after a long time that you see out there that just refuse?
Absolutely. You can't help everybody. We come on, we can get you off the streets. We can help you. And over a 10-year period, I see this kid age tremendously, and he doesn't want to do it. He comes to our program, but he doesn't want to help himself in any other way. And listen, that's his right. He's an alcoholic. I'm sure that's what's really keeping them there. But unless someone wants to help themselves, you can't help them.
Yeah. Now, how frustrating is that for you when you have a person like that that just refuses and you can't get through to them?
I focus on the kids that want to help themselves because we have so many kids that want to help themselves, that want to come. And we say to them, just give us one try. We go out and outreach twice a week where our program is, and just give us one shot. You'll know within an hour or 2 hours whether you want to be here or not. Just try
Right.
it one time. And they go in and see another 20 kids or 30 kids having a good time. It's like, wow, maybe this is okay. So I focus our staff focus on the youth that want to help themselves, that want to learn music, want to learn art, want to go to our case manager anytime they want to say, please help me. I need IDs. I need housing. I need medical insurance. I need mental health right now. I'm having a lot of trouble.
Right.
During COVID, we saw a 110% increase in mental health referrals during COVID. Because everybody, it's tough for a lot of people. What do you think about these kids that have no place to shelter on top of being homeless?
Right.
And so, we actually had to do something about this because we saw this alarming 110% raise. So we started a program called the YES program, the Youth Emotional Support Team, which we actually hook up the kids with psychologists and psychiatrists. We give them phones so they can do telehealth. Okay.
Really? Wow.
Gas money if they need to go if they have a car and they want to go to see them directly, or bus passes. But this is helping these youth get the services they need so they don't kill themselves, so they can get the help that they need.
That's amazing. Like, and how about so you're able to help get these children into homes, you're saying?
Yes, this past year, we had a record-breaking year during COVID. 2 years ago, we housed 83 youth in 2000, 83 youth in housing. This past year in 2021, we housed 165 youth. That's a lot of youth going into housing.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, do you have your own housing set up, or?
We did for 4 years, but we found that it was so expensive because you can only have 6 youth in a house. It would cost us $40,000 a kid per year. That's too much money. We took that money and put it into the music in our program, and now helping 165 youth get housing instead of 15 in a house. Makes more sense.
That's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing.
Yes.
Now, how about like you brought up with COVID? Did that slow you down, like with the whole situation? Like, were you like hands tied? You couldn't do nothing at some point?
Well, when it happened, like everybody, you're like, you don't know what to do. Like, we've got to do something to help these kids. We can't have our program, our arts and music program, because of COVID. So we pivoted. Literally within a week, we pivoted and started doing virtual help. So we'd actually go on Facebook and set up a safe page for homeless kids that they can go to ask questions, to talk to our case manager. We actually, because of that, we're busier now than we've ever been. And we're going to continue to do the virtual stuff because right now, not only here in San Diego, this past 6 months, we were in 9 different states that kids called us when they left our program. Let's say they went to Utah, they went to, Colorado, and they said, this program in San Diego gave us these instruments, we can earn them. And, oh, really? Can they help me? So they started calling up. So this past 6 months, we had 9 different states of youth that we helped with our case manager. And she actually, I want to have IDs. So she'd find out where they are, Google and find out where the best place that she could, they could go to and tell them. So we actually are helping kids in several states right now virtually.
That's amazing. Is that something you'd like to do too? Just go nationwide with this?
Well, listen, we want to help homeless kids wherever they are. And if it goes nationwide, we love it. We need money to do that, obviously. But we're able to help kids when they call us. We know that we have a system now that can get them the services wherever they are that they need. And so we're going to continue to expand the virtual. And now we're going back into our Taking Music and Art to the Streets program. We're finding a location for our program now to start again.
Okay. Okay. So, and something I did see that you do too with a lot of fundraising is you have a lot of, um, I mean, the biggest names in the business, celebrities, musicians, like Elton John, Billy Joel,
Yeah.
that will sign instruments for you so you guys can, I guess, auction them off to raise
Yeah.
money.
Yes.
Um, how did you get the message to people like that to where they believed in you as well?
Yeah. Just like the homeless kids, musicians don't trust him either because
Sure.
they've been taken advantage of by so many people.
Hmm.
I was very blessed that Billy Joel, I connected with Billy Joel when I first started this, and he said, "I remember you because of my photography. I'm an award-winning photographer." And he said, "I'll sign a keyboard for you." So he started signing keyboards for us, and then within 3 months, he was touring with Elton John, and he told Elton John about what he was doing with us, and Elton said, "I would like to be involved also." So when you have Elton
Amazing.
John and Billy Joel in the first year of this organization that says this is a good organization and we like the vision, they trusted me. They didn't have to
Hmm.
do that, but thank God they trusted me. And from that, then we started getting the Rolling Stones and Carlos Santana and BB King and James
Wow.
Taylor and many, 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 many others. And so thank God that they trusted us. And we've raised just shy of $900,000 in memorabilia to
That's
get kids
amazing.
off the streets.
That is amazing.
It is.
Have you had a lot of the kids that you've helped um, turn around while they're, because I noticed I saw like a bunch of success stories that are
Yeah.
flourishing in normal life now. Is there ones while they're still in the streets that are also helping others to come to you for help?
Well, the kids that are still in our program, they talk about our program because they've earned the instrument or they know that we are safe. They always say to me, "Jeffrey, this is the only time I don't have to look over my shoulder." You know, so
Wow.
this 3 hours, twice a week, it's a respite for them. And so they tell their friends on the streets, "Go to this organization. They'll give you food, you get clothes, you get haircuts, we actually do their laundry, all these different things that the kids will get."
Wow.
And they tell each other. So that's the first thing. But when kids graduate from our program and that they go on and become more successful in life, they come back and mentor the kids that are still on the streets. We have them speak to them. And it's been going on for 20 years now. And I brought I wondered if you'd ask this, but I brought an example that I'll share with people. This is one of the ones that touched me the most of anybody, Justine. And when I met Justine, she was homeless from 12 to 16 years old. Why? Her mom was an alcoholic. Her mom's boyfriend used to beat her up, drag her by her hair, and then he started taking her clothes off at 12 years old. And she said, I cannot be here with him. And she left at 12 years old, shaved her head, joined a gang, and was safer on the street there than in her house with her mother's boyfriend. And so, she finally found us, and so, when she didn't even look at me for 2 months.
Hmm.
Every time I'd see her, she'd be looking down at the floor, all black, and she was this close. She tried to commit suicide twice. She was cutting herself. She was that close to suicide. She came up to me the first time and looked at me in my eyes for the first time. I'll never forget this. This is almost 21 years ago. She said to me, "I want to learn how to play music." I said, "Great." So we got her in the music program. And after about 3 or 4 weeks in the music program, she goes, "Can I go into the art program?" Because she wanted to do art. So we did
Okay.
expressive art also. So we said, "Absolutely." So she went into the expressive art program and she just took off. She loved the art. She started making jewelry. And that
Hmm.
jewelry for the next 10 years is why she stayed off the streets. She'd go to fairs, swap meets, all the different things and sell her jewelry. And then she went to school. She went to a city college first. And she got such good grades, she transferred to Santa Barbara, University of California, Santa Barbara.
Wow.
She graduated magna cum laude. Okay. Then she said, "I want to be a lawyer." She's in law school now. She's in the last year of law school. She's in the third year of law school. And
That
this is
is
what she looks
amazing.
like now. This is what she looks like now.
Wow. That's amazing. And you know that could be any one of them, and all they need is that chance that you provided.
We were there to give them the opportunity and the resources to get what they need, because everybody's different. Every kid is
Hmm.
different. A lot of them need mental health help, and so we refer them to psychologists or psychiatrists for medication if they need it. But just to, because there's a lot of trauma that they go through on the streets,
Yeah.
and so, but the key is that it's creating trust with them quickly, and if we can do that, we have a good chance that they're going to ask for more help. And our case manager is phenomenal. Her name is Nicole. She is absolutely amazing. And, she's seeing up to 70 kids a month on her caseload. That's a lot of youth that she's helping. And
Yeah.
we're going to be hiring actually a new case manager now because she needs the help. But it just, we're giving them the opportunity to get the services they need, including housing, but not only housing, other things other than housing, how to succeed in life.
So let's go back to the my original question then. What is the right thing for a person to do um, that is not in your area when we see a homeless person? Is it to give them money, give them food? What is the right thing that you think is to do?
I suggest that you give them water, because without water, they're in trouble. You give them
Okay.
I carry waters in my car, a bottle of water. So I give them a bottle of water. You give them apples. Some kind of food would be the best, not money. Okay.
Okay.
Because most of the time, the kids, the adults that you see are going to put it to drugs or alcohol,
Hmm.
mostly. So this way, they have an apple. They're inexpensive. You go to the dollar store, get apples, get whatever, and then get the water bottles. And that's the best way you can help them initially. We only help the 17 to 25s. We only
Right.
help them because those are the ones that have the least helped and the best chance of getting off the streets,
Yeah.
because they're not on it so long. And, people, if they get touched by this, I tell them, please take action. Because if you're
Hmm.
touched by what we're talking about and you don't take action, it's not going to help anybody. You can
Right.
always go to our website at doorsofchange.org. Doors is plural. Make a donation with us, $10, $100, $1,000, whatever is great, because we're going to help more kids, and now in several states,
Hmm.
get off the streets, so they're going to be able to be not a burden to society. And it's better for everybody, to get these kids. The 17 to 25-year-olds are the ones that can break the cycle sooner than any other person, because they're not so bad into drugs or alcohol or on the streets for many years and so mentally ill.
Jeffrey, I can't thank you enough for all the work you're doing. It's really moving, and it takes. I mean, it's got to take seriously a mental toll on you as well, and you have to be a very strong person to do everything you're doing. So, my hat is off to you, and prayers for you and everybody involved, because amazing, amazing job you guys are all doing.
Thank you. If someone's touched, and if they're on the West Coast, in Southern California, we have concerts. That's another way we raise money, is we
Hmm.
do concerts. We're really excited because Three Dog Night is going to headline our concert on June 30th in San Diego in Vista, at the Moonlight Amphitheater. But it's a
Hmm.
place that they can go to support this cause, and the cheapest seats are $49, so anybody can afford to go there in the lawn. But it's outside because of COVID. But the most important thing is they're going to hear one of the youth speak. And that's
Oh,
always
nice.
a highlight. And that youth actually lives in Philadelphia. And she
Really?
was homeless from 12 to 16. Her name is
Okay.
Nikki. And Nikki was homeless from 12 to 16, just like Justine. She put herself through college. She put herself through law school. She has her own law practice. And
Amazing.
last year, she was Ms. Universe. Ms. Universe, the winner of Ms. Universe. She is going to be speaking live at our concert. We're flying her out from Philadelphia so she can give hope to donors, to people in the crowd that listen. It is possible to break the cycle of homelessness and help these youth become citizens that we can be proud of.
That's the thing. That's it. It is possible, and that's what everybody needs to realize. And not just the homeless, but us need to realize it's possible. We just need to help and give them a chance.
Yeah, anybody can make a difference. You have to trust the organization. It's hard to trust today. There's, in
Yeah.
San Diego, 8,000 nonprofits. We've been around 21 years, helping 2,300 kids get off the streets. That's why people say, I'll give them $10. But
Yeah.
if people hear this all over the country, it's like, a lot of people that give 10 or $20, it adds up so we can feed a lot of kids, get them to the services that they need. We pay for everything. So we give them, you have a chance to help us, to help more kids get off the streets and to have a better life, and a life that we can be proud of. That, listen, our community, our country has come together to help these kids. There's about 4 million homeless youth in America today.
Wow. Wow. It's sad, but I know you can help, Jeff. So thank you.
Yeah.
And so doorsofchange.org is the website. Everybody needs to go there. They can make a donation, more information if you're out in the California area, or if you want to travel to California to go to the concert. Three Dog Night, one of the all-time greats. Countless hits. Benefit concert June 30th at the Moonlight Amphitheater. And go support. Jeffrey, thank you so much. Anything else you would like to add that I might have missed, or
just go to our website if you want to, see some of the videos and you hear the kids speak, and you'll see the memorabilia that we have. We have right now Billy Joel signed keyboard, a Bruce Springsteen signed Born to Run art piece that has the whole band autographed on top of a gold album. Okay, wow. It's phenomenal. You've got like Chris Isaac, the singer that women love. He's sexy. They say, and he actually is an artist, and he's actually done artwork on 2 guitars for us for our event. I mean, he's helped us raise about $30,000. So, it's just, the most important thing is I want people to know is that you can make a difference by making a donation that's going to help these kids. And, we appreciate people. There's so many causes out there, but this is the future of the world. These are the future of America. These kids need a chance to have a life that they can be proud of and that they can be productive citizens.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Jeffrey, again, thank you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. Take care. And everybody, doorsofchange.org is the site. Go right now.